Hello there. In this video, I'm going to prove to you that the greatest and biggest conspiracy there ever is and there ever will be is the conspiracy theory that is within us. So, conspiracy theories, we hear a lot of them. There's conspiracy theories that aliens control the world, right? There's all sorts of conspiracy theories. But I'm saying the greatest conspiracy theory, actual, and it's a fact, I'm going to prove it to you, the greatest and the biggest conspiracy theory that there ever will be is within ourself. This is the greatest conspiracy. So, what is conspiracy? Where does it come from? The word conspiracy means when people are conspiring. So it takes two people or maybe even one person to conspire, right? And that means like planning and talking and negotiating, trying to think about certain things and conspiring, basically, or revolting or going against, right? That's the term conspiracy. Now they started adding theory to it because it could be true, it could not be true, right? That's the origin of conspiracy theory. What I'm about to tell you is not a theory, it's fact. Okay? So it's a conspiracy against human existence, and I'll prove it to you. So the greatest enemy, as we have heard many philosophers and great thinkers of the world have been saying, is the enemy that is within us. And that is because we are present with ourselves for the entire day. We're always thinking, right? We're always feeling. We are the greatest potential enemy that we can have because we can bring ourselves down in ways that no one can bring us down. And if we have a strong personality, strong identity, strong individuality, strong confidence, strong self-worth, no one can bring us down, right? But if we lack those things, then we are indeed our greatest enemy. So this is the greatest enemy. We have to first step into this fact that we are the greatest potential enemy that could ever be. Now, let's step into the conspiracy, how the world is making us making us be the greatest enemy of ourselves, because naturally that's not how it should be, right? We shouldn't bring ourselves down. We shouldn't be against ourselves. So this is how society is doing it. First, you have schools, right? The idea that a human being should study something that they do not want. And it's typically by force. Even if you make school beautiful, all fun and games, within the first few years, you're attracting those kids and you are dressing them into uniforms that will suit your academic curriculum, right? So it's happening in society wherever you look, where people are not doing what they actually want in life. They're growing up and they're creating this enemy within them, you know? Wait, you neglected me. You neglected who I wanted to be for your entire life. So there's so many areas to go into, but I want to go specifically into areas that are holistic. So let's talk about the areas that are making the mind, the human mind, hate this person, right? Hate the individual. We see so many things in society where like people who are placed on a pedestal are those who are rich, are those who have a social interest, who don't like break the norms, all that stuff. You know, you have to conform um, to be seen, right? And that is not always the case in reality and truth, because a truthful person will do something even if society doesn't agree or doesn't praise him for it or her for it. So the mind is under attack in so many areas that are very like, if we want to make a whole video on it, it will take hours and hours over the conspiracy that is being done on the human mind. Now, if that conspiracy that is being done is really thought through by social engineers, by people actually plan how to control the human mind, how to make that individual serve them and hate themselves, that's not my point here. It could be that, or it could be not. I argue that yes, there are people like marketers, advertisers, who are interested in controlling you to buy their product, for example, right? And they will do whatever they want in marketing to push their item or push their whole philosophy, because these corporations are much more than a product and a company. They are an idea. They want to push, for example, drugs, or they want to push, let's say, a specific music industry, or specific type of music that interests society, and clothes, etc. Right? So they do that stuff. I think, and I have proof that they do it on the spot. You know, like marketers who are planning to invade the human mind or the youth. You know, how can we get those people to buy our product? You know, how can we get those people who are working their whole life to serve us, for example. More interesting than that, of course this is very interesting, but as I said, it's so vast that we could take hours and hours talking just about it. My point is something that no one is talking about, is the inner, literally, enemy that they are creating. They are making us hate our body. We do not understand our body. We do not understand where our organs are, where our liver is, where the spleen is, where the kidneys are, what are the adrenal glands. We do not know who we are, literally, in the physical form. We do not understand how the body works. And if we don't do that, then we are alien to ourselves. That's the greatest thing. We are alien. We feel that, okay, we do not know literally what we are physically. This is the first step that makes the separation, right? It's a conspiracy, yeah, because in school they didn't teach us how the body actually works, both on a physical level, energetic level, and in many cases it's very brief and also not interconnected. They try to separate everything as if like they're not one. No, they're working together. And they create all these terms like immune system, right? Instead of like talking about the lymphatic system and how the lymphatic system is very important. They do mention it, I have to say, they do mention how the body works in school, but not how it actually works from a symptomology perspective. Like what are the symptoms that if you're, for example, your adrenal glands are fatigued, what are the symptoms that you might feel? Or if you have a low thyroid, what are the symptoms that you might feel? Because you might raise doctors who do not need a certificate and can heal people with food instead of drugs. So they just want to give you things that you are enough with to continue their process. So this is one thing. The human body is not knowledgeable and wise enough to know who they are physically. Also, a very important point is they are making us hate who we are in our body. We are 99% bacteria. We are 99% germs. We are told that we are humans. We are told that we have human cells, which is true. This is the physical manifestation. It's the physical body. But there is bacteria in us, bacteria cells, more than there's human cells. So our life depends on bacteria. And look what is being promoted in society. Huge hate and envy and disgust around bacteria and germs. Everyone wants to go and kill bacteria, kill germs. We grew up with this terroristic mentality to eliminate all germs. Hygiene, wash your hands before you eat. And most importantly as well, they make you scared from germs and not from toxins. You have to see the importance of these things. Toxins are unnatural, something that is foreign, that is alien. Toxins can be something that is heavy metal coming out from a car, for example, or a factory. Toxic heavy metal, whatever. It could be a chemical. But a germ is something that is containing life, and it exists in the body for a specific role. So they are making you scared. They are making us scared of what is inside of us. If we catch a flu, they're making us scared, terrified. And viruses, whatever that is, because there's no proof that it exists, there's no microscopic and photographic proof that it exists. Only in CGI and Photoshop it exists. But they're making, the greatest conspiracy is within us, and they are making us hate those things that are within us naturally, like bacteria, germs. And they're talking about the viruses, making people scared of viruses. So whenever people are having a cold and flu, they're scared. They want to kill it. Shove them up with some antibiotics. Take the vaccine, whatever. You see the conspiracy that is being woven. The greatest conspiracy there ever will be is the dissociation between the human mind and the human himself or herself, and the human body and himself and herself. The human mind and the human body are one. They work together. But there's an ego outside. There's a projection of that human, and how do they see and how do they use their body. And the conspiracy is woven into the human existence, making them feel that they are not enough, they are very insignificant, that they are a product of nothingness in the universe. Big Bang created it. Of course, the process of nothingness itself doesn't exist. It's meaningless. I mean, how can something such beautiful exist out of nothing? And we as humans cannot even think about something that is nothing. Nothing depends on something. So it's the lack of something that we can start thinking about nothingness. But nothingness itself doesn't exist. So they created all these stuff to make people insignificant, and because they want answers, but the real answers will demystify their whole system, because their whole system is built on lies, on greed, on money, on envy, on ancestral hate, hating the human race and the races. So it's their culture. That's the culture of raising kids who will take over the throne, who will take over the family's wealth, who will carry on the father's ego uh, programming, or the process of whatever philosophy he has or she has. You know, the child will carry the parent ideas and build on them, etc., etc. That's the culture that they're having, and when they do that, they will hurt people. But the greatest conspiracy there ever will be is to make you hate yourself and not support yourself, to make you not know yourself, because the most important thing on earth and the purpose of the human existence is for the human to know thyself. And in that process of knowing themselves, they will be able to reach their highest potential, follow their divine path, know natural law, and help people in the best way possible, and live life in a happy manner despite what's happening, if they're not participating in it. And they are working their best to do whatever they can without beating themselves down. They are magicians, someone who make tiny moves with great effect. They will be someone who's very smart that no one can control. They will be someone who is so self competent and so self self-knowledgeable and wise that others cannot make him think otherwise or her otherwise. They have a unshakable belief in themselves, and they know, and they have the evidence to prove it, why they are worthy, why they are competent. And no one on earth can change that except themselves, if they choose not to be. Have a great day.